Hello and welcome back. This week we're just going to have a bit of a play with the trains on the layout here. We just take this old GWR tank engine out of the sidings here. Now she's from the early 1970s and she's got those great Western ex-Caledonian style coaches there coming through points number 18 now. We'll switch those up behind her and we'll move on around the layout here. We're going to take her beyond points number 11 and then we'll back her back into the station. There she goes, and we'll have a nice gentle stop here, and then we'll switch the points. Back she goes. She is such a quiet model, you can barely hear the motor running. She's very light on the track, hardly makes any noise. Looking great coming through that set of points there. All the way up alongside the station. Station nicely lit up there with those extra LEDs in it. And there goes that diesel shunter, just picking up those blue and grey coaches, leaving the old Bobo electric there in the sidings. And out we come. So we'll bring them back and then we'll switch the points and we'll just roll them back onto that centre line there at the station. Very well behaved through the points. Now, the old diesel shunter here is the one I use for track cleaning, just seems to have stayed on the layout in the last couple of weeks. There we go, and we'll switch the points, and out goes the Bobo. Great sound with those wheels on the track, and we'll switch up the points behind her. Away she goes, around past the engine sheds, and on up towards points number 18. Just a great sound. Nice stop there. Windmill looking good in the background there. And off we go back across over the level crossing there and up into the siding there alongside the engine shed. Nice stop there, doesn't she look great? So I recently got hold of another one of these and I've had good intentions over the last sort of 2 weeks to try and get this fitted into the layout, but I've got no further really now than just testing out the switch. So I've got it set up with a point. I've got some current wired up to it. I've just got this micro switch here just set up so we can test it. So if I throw the switch, we'll see the point throw. There we go, and the old signal changes. So the old switch is in good working order. We'll just throw that the other way. And remember to center that switch up again. So I think I'm going to get this installed in the next few days, I think. But I have been thinking about getting a higher powered capacity discharge unit to give this a bit more of a kick. So this is quite lethargic. That switch does add a lot of weight to what this point motor has to throw, and I think I'll get one with more power, so it gives it an extra kick. I'll let you know how that goes. So we'll just have a look where we're going to install this on the layout. So here we've got point number 1, and this is where I'm going to put that point switch to control a pair of colour light signals associated with that point. I think that'll look pretty good. Most of the time this point stays set for curved, so that the old trains will run around the inside line there. So when it's set for straight, we can go and collect wagons out of the sidings there. So I did a video a little while ago and it featured one of these point switches as well, which controls these two signals there. So if you'd like to look at the point switch in a little more detail, I'll leave a link to that in the old description box. And so I've had this one fitted for some time and I think it's quite effective. There we go, it's quite a neat little thing. But as I say, it does put a lot of weight, extra weight onto the point motor, making it a heavy throw. So I am going to order a higher capacity discharge unit to try and improve the reliability of that. Now back to the toy trains. We'll just throw a few more points and we're going to get the old LMS Ginty out through the turntable and we'll get her to move a few wagons around. There goes the turntable, and then smoothly away she goes. We're going to gentle stop on the bridge there, and then we'll just rotate around clockwise, one stop there, and then away we go. Again, a little bit of a growl from the motor on this one. Very nice model there. Nice stop there, switch the points, and then back we go towards points number 1. Really very bright looking model, isn't it? We'll switch the points, a whole handful of them there, sounds like gunfire, doesn't it? And then forward we go, and we're just going to pick off a few of these wagons here. We'll bring it back, and then we'll take advantage of the old uncoupling ramp, so we just got to shunt it forwards, and then we'll pull back and they separate. Magic. It really is a simple thing, but hours of fun can be had with that. Taper forward, and then we'll pick up another handful of wagons here. There we go, I think we've got those, and then out we go. So we'll take her out through the points, we'll switch point 2, and we'll just put her in that siding on the right there. There we go. And then we'll take advantage of that uncoupling ramp again, and we'll leave the wagons there. Very well behaved over all of these points. And again, such a great sound from the motor. There we go, and then we can just back off them, and away we go. Switch the points behind her, run off around that second radius curve behind the engine sheds there. Open number 11, and we'll put her on alongside the station, I think, and we'll leave her there for future use. Nice gentle stop at the end of the line there. Several weeks ago, after I'd done a video on the RHX set, which had this wonderful model R55, the single-ended diesel, I'd found out that there were some replacement decals for the front end of these available on eBay, and I've ordered the set. So this was my original here, and I'd cut these out of paper and made them up myself. I sort of photographed it and fiddled with them in Photoshop to get them, and they're a little bit crude, and they are just inkjet printed onto paper, and I've put up with those in the past, and I've ordered this set here, and look, they're quite smart, and they're a water slide type thing. From what I read when we read through the instructions, they seem quite simple to fit. So I'll fit one to another model, and we'll have a look at them and see how they look compared to my paper cutouts. So here's one of these single-ended diesel models. I've been just using it for spare parts, really. You can see the decals have completely vanished on this one over time. So it really doesn't look as impressive as it could, really, does it? So I think the replacement decals could be quite important to keep these models looking like they should. So I'm just going to pop this down, and we've got these 3 models here. So the 2 outside models were in the video we did a couple of weeks ago, and this one's got the paper cutouts which I've produced, and this one has the remains of the original water slide transfers on here, I think, and they are really lovely and bright and vibrant. It's just a shame that they're flaking away almost by the day, even when left in the box by themselves. Next time you open the box, you'll find a bit more just lying by the model that's come away by itself. So the centre model is a slightly older model, I think, in that it has plastic horns, and the other dummy and power car here have metal horns. I'm not sure the date when they changed from plastic to metal. And we've got the replacement decals on there, which we've just been looking at, and I think they really are quite smart. They certainly give the model a new lease of life, and from viewing distance they really do look excellent. If you look closely, you can see where the water slide is just sitting on the plastic there. I think that really is to be expected. So really quite a good way of breathing new life into these very old models. Now I think that's probably it for this week. If you look back again next time, we'll have something else to look at. Thanks for watching. Goodbye now.